Hey everybody, going to come to you again today with a Bible review. This time we're going to be looking at the English Standard Version Scriptural Journal New Testament set. This was sent to me by Crossway. Going to give these a look today for them. I'm really excited about this set. I see a lot of potential for this set, whether you're just journaling or for more of the pastor to be able to put sermon notes or outlines or different things in this. So I want us to take a look at this. This is a big, nice box set. It has all 19 books of the New Testament in it. And so I want us to take a look at it. First of all, like you can see here, it comes in this really nice slip case. And then you can see each individual book is bound by its own separate paperback. It starts out with the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts. Then it goes all the way through the epistles, the Revelation, all of that. Of course, the epistles are going to be a lot smaller. You can see the difference in the sizes. Of course, these are your first four Gospels. They're fairly thick, maybe some of them's a little bit bigger than a quarter of an inch. Of course, Luke is about almost a half inch. And then when you get over here to the epistles, you're going to find that they're more along the lines of an eighth of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch, and then all the way over to the book of Revelation. Now, each one of these does have gold imprinting on the back. As you can see, they're imprinted with the book of the Bible that it is, the New Testament, and then it's imprinted with Crossway on each one at the bottom. So, I want to show you this. I want us to look at this and pull out the first one, because they're all going to be the same. They're all the same format and everything like that. But as you can see here on the front, you can see that it says English Standard Version, their logo right here, ESV, the Gospel according to Matthew, gold imprinted. Now, this is the complete set. You can buy these individually for those that are going through expository preaching through books of the Bible like I do. For instance, I'm going through the book of Matthew. I could buy this copy of this by itself for around $5, I believe is what it was. So that's an important feature about this as well. Or you can buy the entire set like you have here for around under $100, I believe it was. It says $99.99 on here, but of course that changes. Now you can't see the barcode, but I thought maybe you could. So let's look at this. Like I said, it's a paperback. It's a very hard, thick, stock kind of paperback. These are Smith sewn, so they'll last forever. They're not glued. They're not anything like that. So you see here when you get into the first page, each one of them has the publisher's information right here. Of course, these were printed this last year, and it says the 2016 text of the ESV. I think there's a 2011 update and maybe a couple other ones. Then you have here, it gives you a preface of the English Standard Bible and the publisher's team and all that. And then it gets right into the book of Matthew. As you can see here, here's the first chapter, chapter number 1 of the book of Matthew. And on this side, you have a full blank page. Now, what's really nice, what I really like about this, is the size of the text on this side. There is 11 verses in Matthew on this page. A lot of times you'll find when you start getting into these journaling Bibles that they'll have way too much text on this side to put notes on all that text. And so they've kind of eliminated that with the large typeset, the large font. And this is probably a 10-point font. I don't believe the box says it doesn't. But it's a fairly large print text. You can see here compared to my fingers. So that's a very important aspect of this. Like I said, many journaling Bibles will have so much text on this side. There's no possible way you can get any notes to fulfill all those text verses. So that's one of the things. Now, as far as journaling, this has got lined paper. You can see it right there in the light, kinda. You can see the lines. They're kind of faint. They're just those little dotted lines. Very small, very, very thin, but there are lines there. Now, what I think the best application for this set is, for these individual books, is that if you're going to do preaching, expository preaching, to put your outline, put a rough outline. Maybe you take, just a real rough outline. Maybe you jot down some notes, some scripture verses, and then there's your text. I know when I preached through the book of Matthew, when I did the first chapter of Matthew, I did the first 17 verses. So you have enough paper here to do your outline here, and then when you flip over to the next page, you can finish it out here, because right here's the first, that's where 17 ends. So these are great. I love the format of them. I love everything about these. I'm blown away by the product that they have come out with. This is well worth your time, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a journaler, whatever it may be. Each one of them has page numbers. At the top, it tells you where you're at. Matthew chapter 10, starting in verse 26. It has subtopical headings, as you can see right here. Not peace, but sword. That's where you're at right there. Wide margins on each side. You can jot notes down all around through here. And that is the format of this. This text block is single column format, as you can see here. The only thing that I could say, as far as if you were going to do this, use this as a Bible you're going to preach from and have an outline on this side, is the verse by verse. If this was a verse by verse, it would be perfect. The text font, the size of this itself, the whole 9 yards, it would be absolutely perfect if it was verse by verse. But it's paragraph format, and that's okay. You can still use it for that. It's just you're going to have a harder time finding each number verse in through here. So that is really the only con that I have found in these. Now, when you get here to the back, it gives you a couple extra pages to do a couple more line pages for notes, and that is it. Beautiful size to these. They're all going to be the same. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through each and individual one of these. We'll pull out, let me get around here where I can see it and put this one back in there. We'll pull out one of the smaller ones. We'll do a Galatians. Now, you'll see how thin Galatians is. But it's set up the same way. You have your preface and everything in the beginning, your when it was printed, all that. The paper on these as well. I really like the paper. It's not a white, it's more of a cream. It's a thick paper. You do have some ghosting, as you can see here. It kind of looks like lines, but it's actually some ghosting coming through from the page before. But I don't think once you write on that, you're not going to have an issue with that. But the paper is really nice and thick. I mean, just feeling it in your hand, it is a very, very thick paper. It's not a flimsy, I mean, it's a nice book paper. And so here's Galatians. There's only a couple of chapters in Galatians. And then, of course, you have your same setup in the back. So one thing about this is it is my understanding that they are going to do an Old Testament set as well. And I really hope they do, because this is a set that is well worth your time, especially if you do a lot of journaling, a lot of notes. I mean, as a pastor, you can take these sets, these individual books, however you want to do it. If you want to buy the whole set, if you want to just do the books. And throughout the day, as you're reading your text in certain parts, whatever you're preaching on, write down your notes right there and carry it with you. They're so small. You've seen how small Galatians was. It would literally fit in your pocket. You could throw it in there anywhere with you and take it with you. So I really think that they've knocked it out of the ballpark on this. Just want to read a few things on the back. It is the full text. Of course, like I said, it's all 19 volumes. Single column format, paragraph format. It does have the
the rule lining, and they do have it is designed to lay flat as well. And I want to show you that when you do get these out, and because it's Smith sewn, you see there how it just instantly laid flat. It's because it's got that string holding the binding together. It's not glued. And with just a tad bit of work, a little bit of pressure, it'll lay flat regardless of where you're at in it, which is also a great sign. So this is, like I said, this is the ESV Scripture Journaling New Testament set. You can find these at crossway.com. You can go to Christian Bookstore. Many different places you can pick these up at. Great resource. I absolutely love it. I think it's a great tool. I think everything that Crossway does knocks it out of the park. For the most part, they're a step above what the other publishers are doing. I wish that some of the other publishers would take note of what Crossway is doing. They do such a fantastic job with their marketing, with putting these out. I mean, I cannot wait. Like I said, I hope the rumors that I've heard are true and that they are going to come out with an Old Testament set as well. But I'm going to leave you with this. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my reviews. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.